Yo, what is good, Knicks Nation? Welcome back to Knicks Media. This is Richie, and in this video, I want to give you guys my thoughts about the Knicks 76ers game that just got wrapped up. The Knicks take care of business on the road. 103-96 is the final score. Julius Randle absolutely goes off in that fourth quarter, finishes with an amazing stat line, 5 of 10 from downtown. We saw amazing play from Julius Randle in this one. We go on the road. We're going up against a Philadelphia 76ers team, which is without a lot of their players. Joel Embiid is sitting tonight simply because of the back-to-back, but we do find out that he tested positive for COVID, and there's a lot of people on the 76ers that are out due to protocols, such as Tobias Harris and all those guys. So the 76ers, they were down their key guys, but if you guys look past and look at what the 76ers have been doing this year, they were 8-2 going into this game, and they won a lot, even when Joel Embiid and Tobias Harris and all their key guys were out. So they have a really good, coach in Doc Rivers. They have a really good system. They play with high energy, intensity. You can tell that was Doc Rivers' mindset to try to get this dub for the Sixers tonight, was to try to outwork us because they knew that we're coming off a back-to-back. And shout out to the Knicks because they did not let the 76ers go all out on the New York Knicks, because we know, like I said, Doc Rivers loves to play with intensity, and that was his mindset. So in this video, I want to give you guys my thoughts about everything we saw tonight from the New York Knicks. Before I hop into it, I just want to mention, if you guys are new to Knicks Media, please make sure you smash that subscribe button, and if you want to check me out over on Instagram and Twitter, that is at nyknicks_media. And if you enjoyed the video, please do not forget to thumbs it up. With that being said, let's get right in. So, like I said, guys, we were going into this game coming off a disappointing loss yesterday to the Cleveland Cavaliers at home. I was at the game, as you guys know. Ricky Rubio had an insane game. And we're coming off a game where, okay, the defense has been really lackluster all season long. We are not playing the defense that we're used to seeing from last year. I think that the Knicks are going to get better defensively as the season goes on, because I trust Tom Thibodeau as the head coach. I trust the system. They're experimenting new things. They got new personnel, and they're still trying to get everything going. And we're now with a 7-4 record, which is still very good. So even though we're losing to some teams where you feel like we should beat, we still have a bounce back mentality. I know that we beat a 76ers team without their top guys, but like I said earlier, that 76ers team plays with a lot of intensity, and they've got a lot of wins without their top guys. So it's a really good win for the New York Knicks. So let's get right into it, guys. Nerlens Noel left this game with an injury, which was a little disappointing, but I think he seems to be okay. Not too sure about the extent of the injury as I'm recording this video, but hopefully he's fine. Taj Gibson got a lot of minutes, because we also find out that Mitchell Robinson was not able to play in this one with the hip injury. So hopefully our two big men will be good to go, at least for the next week or so, because obviously we cannot afford to miss any of them. But you got to give so much credit to Taj Gibson, because he's somebody that came fresh off the bench, hasn't played in a couple games, and he made a big impact tonight. So shout out to Taj Gibson. He's the OG of this club, and he does a great job. So this Knicks team, they really look good in the clutch tonight. It was the 76ers went on a run in the third quarter. We looked really bad, and that's where we lost the game against the Cavaliers. So it's a good sign that the Knicks in the fourth quarter really did not let the 76ers win this game. We blew a 19-point lead, and that was scary, because we know that the Knicks, we like to blow a lot of leads so far this season, and we did not let the 76ers get this W, which is a great sign. Julius Randle was the guy that did not let that happen. He took over the game in the fourth quarter. He finished with 31 points, 12 boards, 3 dimes, 12 of 25 from the field, 5 of 10 from three-point land, and 1 steal for Julius Randle. This was a game where he reminded everybody who he is. I see a lot of people on Twitter talking about Randle, saying that he's not a star. He's not what he was last year. It was a fluke. And I'm like, guys, why are you so reactive? Julius Randle's going through a little tough times. He's getting used to everything. I got all the confidence in the world in Julius Randle to do these things on a night-and-night basis. And no, maybe he won't do it every night, but there is proof that Julius Randle has what it takes to put his team on his back and win them games late in the game in the fourth quarter, and that's exactly what he did tonight. He did it against the Bucks 2 games ago, and he shows any given night that he has the clutch ability, and it's a great sign that our star in Julius Randle was able to put his team on the back on the road. He understood how important this win was, and he got the job done. Clutch shots after clutch shots, 3-pointers, getting the second chance points. You can tell that Julius Randle's playing with a lot of hustle and intensity tonight, and I know that a lot of people are, scrutinizing him for that, and I agree. There were some times where Randle, his body language wasn't there. He's lacking intensity. He's not going all out defensively, and there were some head-scratching moments for Julius Randle this year. I'm not saying there wasn't, but tonight that was not the case. He did everything he needed to do to will this team back and make sure they got the victory on the road. So shout out to Julius Randle. Kemba Walker, he came back in this game. He did not play the game prior, as we know. He had 8 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, 3 of 9 from the field. Evan Fournier had 11 points and 6 rebounds. He got hot early. He didn't really get into rhythm at all for the rest of the game. He didn't get a lot of minutes, honestly. RJ Barrett's coming off his worst performance of the season yesterday against the Cavaliers. And tonight, he did not do that well in terms of efficiency at all. But he still padded the stat sheet and he played his defense. He impacts the game everywhere, even if the ball's not going into rim. So RJ had 15 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 block shot, and was 6 of 20 from the field. So obviously he was shooting a lot. Every time RJ Barrett goes out there, I love the aggressive. I love, even though if the shots are not falling, let him fly, because that's what shooters do. Shooters shoot out of funk. So I feel like RJ's going to get out of this. We all know the trajectory of RJ. Do not say he's going to go into a little dry spell. He's coming off 5 games in a row scoring 20-plus points after dropping a career-high 35 points. And RJ Barrett continues to impact the game, driving to the paint. He will be fine. And then when it comes to Nerlens, before he got injured, he did his thing, but it really sucks that he went down with an injury. I really hope he's okay. He only had 6 points tonight. And when we get into the bench, man, Emmanuel Quickley, he's here. Emmanuel Quickley is finally coming out of his little dry spell. I feel like Quickley started off the season a little rough. He had a definitely ice cold to start off the season. On this one, he had 10 points, 3 assists, 3 of 4 from the field, and 3 of 4 from downtown. All of his field goal attempts was from the three-point line, and that's a really good sign that he's getting hot, because he's a guy that's really pivotal for this team. And I noticed that not only Emmanuel Quickley is getting good at shooting the ball, obviously we know that he can shoot last year, but now he's finally getting into rhythm. But I've noticed a big step in Quickley's defense. I feel like his defensive intensity is different, and you can tell that he's on people. He's playing very good D. So shout out to Quickley, and he's also getting really good at playmaking. He had 3 dimes tonight. He's facilitating the rock, getting his teammates involved, which is a great sign. Taj Gibson gets 31 minutes in this one because of the injury to Nerlens Noel. He had 7 points, 8 rebounds, 3 of 4 from the field, and 2 blocks. I mean, you cannot ask for more production from Taj Gibson coming off the bench. It's just awesome to see Taj Gibson continue to flourish. Derrick Rose, he did not have a great game tonight. He only had 6 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 of 8 from the field. But, you know, we don't need to rely on D Rose every single night. So that's why the Knicks are so deep. We can have Randle drop 31, and then the other people don't really have to worry about that too much. So D Rose did not have his night tonight. Neither did Alec Burks. He only had 5 points, but he did have 7 boards, which is great to see. And when it comes to Obi Toppin, man, I don't know how we only give him 8 minutes tonight. This drives me crazy. You guys know I'm a big Obi fan. I know a lot of you guys are big Obi fans. 8 minutes of action, 4 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds, 1 block, 2 for 3 from the field. So Obi Toppin's padding the stat sheet in 8 minutes of action. Can you imagine what he would be doing if you give him the minutes? And I know it's hard to find Obi minutes because Randle is Randle, and we need to give him all the minutes in the world because of how good he is. But there are some times where I'll be okay with Randle and Obi on the floor together, especially when Nerlens went down. Like, I don't know why they did not experiment with that. I know they tried to give Obi some 5 minutes without Randle on the floor. It did not work. And Taj Gibson really held the ground as much as he can. But I would like to see Obi out there more than 8 minutes a game. And it's on the coaching staff to make sure that's possible, because it's frustrating to watch Obi Toppin take a big step in year number 2, but not getting an opportunity to really flourish, because you can see the aggressions there. He's driving to the rim with so much confidence. He's finishing through contact. He has a really good jump shot. I know he's not really doing well from downtown this year, but when it comes to mid-range and attacking the paint, he's been spectacular, especially out in transition. He's also making the right rim reads. He's making good passes. He's getting good defensively, crashing the rebounds. Obi Toppin deserves minutes. You know, it's a good problem to have because we have Julius Randle, who's so darn good, where it's like we can justify why Obi's not getting a lot of minutes, because Randle goes out there and drops 31 points and 12 boards on shooting super efficiently from the field. So it's like, okay, makes sense why he's not getting minutes. But at the same time, as a Knicks fan, you want to see our sophomore get some minutes out there so we can see him really develop and take that next step. But guys, that's my thoughts about this game. It was a must-win on the road, coming off a disappointing one last night. And the Knicks are back. We're 7-4. We take care of business on the road against a team without all their top stars, but it's a win that you need to get if you're going to be a contender in the Eastern Conference, and that is what the Knicks are. So guys, I appreciate all the support on Knicks Media. Make sure you comment down below your thoughts about this game and smash that like button if you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you guys in my next video. Let's go Knicks. Peace.